I didn't have a choice. It got bad when I was about 15 years old because when all the stuff my whole life was going to be taken away from me. I go on my Twitter and I see people saying, "You look like you have AIDS."
Diddy's lawyer quits after freak-off tapes leak. Aaron Carter's warnings were real. Aaron Carter tried to warn us. He said he was being watched, targeted, hunted, and now, after his death, the very tapes he claimed existed are starting to leak. And Diddy's lawyer? He just stormed out and quit the case. No warning, no explanation, just gone. This isn't just courtroom drama. It might be the start of something much, much darker. Let's start at the beginning, because Aaron's story is more than just another celebrity spiral. It's a breadcrumb trail that might have led straight to Hollywood's dirtiest secret. Aaron Carter's final warnings before his death in 2022, Aaron was begging for help. On Instagram Lives, interviews, even random tweets, he claimed powerful people were after him. He mentioned Sony. He mentioned his own brother, Nick Carter. And yes, he called out Diddy directly. He said there were secrets, tapes, things the world wasn't supposed to know. He said he needed money, not for drugs, not for clout, but to leave, to disappear, because they were going to get him, and people brushed him off. Just another celebrity breakdown, right? But when someone predicts their own death and then ends up gone under accidental circumstances, you can't help but ask questions. The freak-off tapes leak. Now here's where it gets disturbing. In early 2025, footage began circulating, allegedly from parties hosted by Diddy and other top-tier industry elites. But these weren't just any parties. They were described as freak-offs. Private, invite-only, security everywhere, phones locked away. And in these tapes, what sources say is shocking. Young stars, barely legal, or not even legal, being coerced, manipulated, used, all under the guise of networking opportunities. These parties weren't networking. They were setups, and Aaron Carter had apparently seen them, maybe even been to one. Maybe that's why he kept talking. Diddy's lawyer storms out. Attorney Anthony Rico was supposed to be Diddy's legal rock, the guy hired to clean things up, but instead, he filed to withdraw from the case under any circumstances. That's rare legal language. It basically means, I'm out. I don't care what happens. I want no part of this. So, what did he see? Was it the tapes, the witness lists? Or did he finally realize this case wasn't just about Diddy? It was about everybody connected to him? Because when lawyers jump ship like that, especially high-profile ones, it usually means there's way more coming. Whispers of a powerful cover-up. Anonymous sources are already talking. Hacker forums are buzzing. Supposed insiders claim the tapes are just the beginning, that there's a full list of names coming. Producers, agents, A-list stars, the kind of people whose names never end up in headlines because they control the headlines. Some say that's why Rico quit, not because of Diddy, but because the case is expanding and his name was going to get dragged into something way bigger than he signed up for. And if even one name on that list breaks, the domino effect could be brutal. Was Aaron Carter silenced? Let's go back to Aaron. He didn't just happen to die. He died after months of warning people that this was coming. He said multiple times that if anything happened to him, it wasn't an accident. And yet, when his body was found in his bathtub, the headlines were almost instant. Drug-related, mental health. Case closed. But now that the tapes are out, his death is being re-examined. Because when a man leaves a digital trail of fear, drops names, begs for help, and then dies mysteriously, you don't call that a coincidence. You call it a pattern. More victims, same story. Aaron's not the only one. Melissa Schumann, Ashley Pum, both came forward with stories involving Diddy and Nick Carter. Stories of manipulation, grooming, abuse, often centered around music industry events. And these weren't vague claims. They were detailed. Dates, places, names. But just like Aaron, they were either ignored or buried. Now that the tapes are starting to surface, those stories suddenly make a lot more sense. Too much sense. The vault of tapes. Here's the part that really flips the table. Multiple sources, some anonymous, some ex-insiders, have said Diddy maintained a private vault, not of music, not of awards, of tapes, footage from those infamous parties, recorded, stored, and even, allegedly, sent overseas for safekeeping. Was it insurance, blackmail, or just sick power? No one knows for sure, but if even a fraction of that vault leaks, careers won't just be over. People might go to prison. The pattern: Epstein, Weinstein. Now Diddy, this isn't the first time we've seen this movie. Jeffrey Epstein ran a similar operation. Secret islands, blackmail tapes, connections to the elite. Harvey Weinstein, same pattern. Power, silence, victims ignored. Now we're seeing the music industry get dragged into the same spotlight. And Diddy isn't just a rapper, he's a mogul, connected to TV networks, fashion, even politics. The deeper you go, the dirtier it gets. And the industry? They've known for years. They just hoped no one would speak. Legal reshuffle or panic button. Some defenders are saying Rico's exit is just strategy, that it's a normal switch-up in a high-stakes case. But let's be honest, you don't quit like that unless you're scared. Scared of the tapes, scared of what's coming, maybe even scared of being dragged into it yourself. Because the closer this gets to trial, the more pressure there will be to flip, name names, and cut deals. And Rico? He didn't want to be anywhere near that mess. The industry is cracking. In the past few weeks alone, there have been new lawsuits, public denials, and late-night emergency meetings behind closed doors. Big names are distancing themselves from Diddy. Brands are cutting ties. This isn't about reputation anymore. It's about survival. If the vault is real and the leaks continue, it could destroy more than just one man. It could crack open an entire system that's been protected by money, fame, and silence for decades. Aaron Carter was mocked, ignored, left alone. But now every word he said sounds like a warning shot we just didn't take seriously. And if these tapes keep surfacing, we might finally see just how far the darkness in this industry goes. Aaron Carter tried to speak out, and now the truth might finally be catching up. If the vault is real and those names start leaking, this could go way deeper than anyone thought. What do you think is really going on? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one. And if you're ready for the next twist in this story, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell, because what's coming next might just shake the entire industry.